I welcome you all to the second lecture of OSHA, which is Occupational Safety and Health Administration. In our previous lecture, we have studied the introduction to OSHA, that what is basically OSHA. Now, in today's lecture, we will study a really important topic, which is personal protective equipments, or its abbreviation is PPEs. What are PPEs? Why we use it? So we will discuss all these things today. We will get to know about different kind of PPEs, which PPEs we should use at what time, and we will also study and see different kinds of PPEs and its limitations as well. So our today lecture outlines are below. First, we will get to know about what is PPE, what is PPE stand for, why we use it, what is its requirement. Then we will get to know about different types of PPEs. For every part of body, there are different type of PPE used. So we will get to know it in detail, and then we will jump to the limitations of PPEs. Although there are really rare limitations, but we will get to know and get the concept that in some situation PPEs might not work. Although PPE is the last resort, but we will use it. So first, let us get to know the concept of personal protective equipments, or PPEs. So PPEs are basically designed to protect the workers from health and safety hazards. They are basically stuffs. It can be different kind of devices, or you can say different kind of stuffs, and they are designed by different manufacturing companies in order to protect the worker from certain kind of risks, hazards, or you can say injuries or different kind of accidents. It depends on the situation or kind of accidents that either the PPE will save the worker or not. But in small cases or low type of accidents or danger things, PPE can protect you. So we use PPE because there are some hazards in the workplace which cannot be removed with other precautions. What are other precautions? For example, in policy, we have discussed that we will not do this thing, we will do that thing. In training, for example, we have lapses. For example, we don't have a very good supervision. So when we lacks all other things, in the last we use PPEs. So there are some situations where other policies and precautions do not work, and other measures got failed. In that case, we use PPEs. It is basically the last resort used to protect the worker from danger. What does it mean? It means that we will first use other precautions and measures, such as instruction, training, supervision, and policies, implementing policies, risk assessments, and analysis of hazards. We will do all the thing first. In the last, we will use PPEs. We will not take PPEs first and then implement other policies and precautions. Other precautions will be used first. In the last, we will use PPEs. PPEs should be used all the time when the workers are on the site. It's a requirement in the safety that you have to use PPEs while you are visiting the site, you are working in the site, you are talking to worker in the site, you are supervising the worker on the site, training them, instructing them, whatever you are doing, you must use PPEs. So this was about PPEs. Now there are different kinds of PPEs used on the site in different construction, chemical, or different kind of companies. But for what part of a body PPEs are used, then there are type of PPE used for head in order to protect your head. There are another kind of PPE used for hands in order to protect your hands from certain kinds of hazards and injuries. There can be a protection from respiratory hazards where PPEs for respiratory can be used. In that case, for example, if you have a problem in breathing, what PPE you will be used? Why will you have a problem in breathing? So this might depend on the situation, and we will discuss this in the next slide. There might be PPE used for your foots, your hearing and sight. For example, you are hearing and you are looking with eyes. For example, there might be situation where there will be noise. There might be situation which will not be good for your eyes. For example, dusts and vapors. So in different parts of bodies, different kind of PPEs can be used. For your ears, muffs can be used. What are muffs? We will see in the next slide. Now, first we will get to know that what we should consider while using PPEs. What should we first think in our mind while using the PPE? Then the first point is that make sure that your PPE is relevant to what job or task you are doing. For example, you are doing some work with hands, and in that case your hands are used in the most cases, then you should use PPEs for your hands. You are working in a noisy situation where there is a huge noise in industry. In that case, you should use air muff PPEs. So it depends what kind of job or task you are doing. According to it, you should use your PPEs. For example, there is no need of using hard shoes because the situation is not slippery or chemical spillage. Then in that case, you do not need to wear hard shoes. The next important thing is that make sure your PPE is in good condition and not damaged. Why? For example, if your googles or PPE for eyes is blurred or damaged or old, then you will not have a good vision. So in that case, you will not see things better, and it will ultimately affect you in a bad way and will not give you any advantage. So make sure that they are in good condition. And that is the case that mostly companies provides good PPEs. They are new and in a good condition, so they make sure it. There are requirement of using PPE on visiting sites in industries. Get to know what is required to wear. In every industry, there are different kind of work going on. So according to it, when you visit your site, you have to be careful. For example, a safety officer or worker must be careful that which PPE should to use. For example, if there is a work on height on different in a company, then in that case or in industry, then in that case you should use hard hat because in that case something may fall down on your head and can injure or damage you. First, let us discuss PPE for eyes. Why we use eyes PPE? There might be damage to the eyes from chemical splashes or dust on the side or working in some chemicals. For example, there is some area where chemicals has splashes. Splashes means that dropping or releasing of chemicals get in you and it has get into your eyes, that in that case it will affect your eyes very badly and it would not be good for your eyesight. There might be a lot of dust. For example, there are construction work, then there would be the dust. So in that case you should protect your eyes. So in that case the PPE used is by the name of googles. It is by the name of googles. You can see the picture. This is the face and the person has used googles. This is called googles. It is also called glasses or face shield. You may have seen this in different kind of videos or a broadcast or something, some war going on. So this is called Google's glasses or face shield, and this must be used while there is a situation that your eyes can be affected with some dust or chemicals. The next PPE is used for head. There might be situation when an object can be fall down from an height, so it can really hit your head and can make you injured. There may also be situation where, let's suppose you are working on a height or somewhere and your hairs got entangled. Entangled means stuck. For example, your hairs, you have long hairs and it got stuck in something, then this can also make you in a danger. So in that case the PPE used is hard hat. The next is breathing PPE. So there might be situation where it would be difficult or you will not be able to breathe. For example, if you are a worker and you are working in the dust, or for example you are a safety officer and visiting the site where there is a work of dust, vapors or some explosive and some dangerous gases. So in that case, you have to protect your respiratory system, and you should use the PPE RPE, respiratory protective equipment. You can see on the right side, the person has wear respiratory protective equipment or RPE. In that case, you have to protect yourself from certain gases or dust. Next is the body PPE, the full body PPE. During the work, your body can be hit by moving vehicles. For example, you are a safety officer or a worker and working on the side, and the truck had hit you, or the forklift truck or another vehicle hit you. In that case, you need a PPE. Your body may also be exposed to severe heat or cold. There are situations where on the side there is immense number of heat, or the situation is really cold, or there might be a chemical spillage, or chemical can drop on your clothes and can contaminate or dirty your clothes. In that case, you need PPE, and that PPE is called HI-Wiz. HI-Wiz, that is, you can see on the right side, this is the HI-Wiz, or full body wear. It's also called full body wear or HI-Wiz clothing. In that case, you should use HI-Wiz. Next is hands and arms PPE. There might be situation, for example, you are working in the cases that your hands may be cuts or abrasions may occur. Abrasion means scratches, or your hands might be punctures, like hit by a working machine. For example, you are operating a machine and working with hands. So in that case, a machine can hit your hands, and in that case you need hands, and in that case you need PPEs for hand. Your skin or your hand can also be infected with certain kind of diseases of chemicals. Certain chemicals may fall down on your hands and can make the disease of hands or skin. So in that case, you also need a hand PPE. There might be severe or extreme temperature. So in that case, you also need the specific kind and developed PPEs, and this those PPEs are called hand PPEs. So this is called gloves or hand PPEs. So you can see on the right side, hand protection must be worn. It is called gloves. The next is legs and feet PPE. For example, there are some work going on the site and the surface is wet or slippery. For example, there are some situation in which water or certain chemicals are used, or chemical splashes occurs, or for example, an object fall from some height, or cuts or punctures to your feet occur. So in that case, you should need boots, which are called hard boots. You should use them for your legs and feet because they are long and they can protect your legs up to certain extent. So when some object fall on it, it will protect your feet because they are so strong boots, and can protect your feet. In the last, let us discuss certain limitations of PPEs. Although PPEs are good, but there are some cases in which they are not good. For example, if you wear eyewear or PP for eyes, which we have discussed Google, but they are damaged or old, in that case it will decrease your vision. So this is the limitation of PPE. So make sure that it is new and in a good condition. And the next important thing is the PPE must be fit to a worker, else it's disturbing. Like, for example, if a person is wearing goggles or high-vis or using shoes or gloves and they become not fit to the workers, then it's disturbing and they will not work properly. For example, if gloves are really large and a person's hand is small, then in that case he will not be able to work properly or operate a machine. But the important point is that you must use PPE. It is important to use it. Lastly, I have forget one important PPE, which is called air muffs. Air muffs is a PPE used in order to protect your hearing from the noisy situation. When you are working in a very noisy and loud voice situation, in that case you use air muffs, and they are a kind of like headphones, and you take them and protect your ears. So guys, this was about PPEs. We'll see you in the next lecture. Hope this helps you a lot. Please subscribe and like our channel in order to motivate me. and I will bring you some more lectures. And if you have any questions, then ask me in the comment section. Take care and bye for now.